Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Arabiah coming at you from the Chicago camp with a quick lesson. I titled this lesson, Iran could win the war. So I got this video where it was talking about, the status of the war and how it's going. And, it's showing that, that Esau is losing, something that he thought he would easily win. He's actually losing losing this war, The Bible says that the Lord gave him a bounds that he cannot pass. I want to start off with that. I want to go to Job chapter 14, verse 4. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing that his days are determined, the number of months are with thee. Thou hast appointed a bounds that he cannot pass. So when he's talking about he's talking about Esau. He's talking about the U.S. There's a bounds that they cannot go past, These other countries are tired of the U.S. and the way they conduct their business. Everything that they do is he has a spirit of I am and none else besides me. It's going to be my way or no way. They make deals and they don't keep them. I'm getting ready to play the video. I got one more precept. I want to go to Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So that's what we're living out, and we're seeing right now, that this government is falling. This video is going to illustrate a lot of it. I'm getting ready to play it right now. Before I do, I wanted to say fair use, fair use. This video is for teaching purposes. I'm not gaining anything from it. This video is for teaching purposes only. Fair use.
12 hours. Supreme leader killed. Nuclear facilities destroyed. Every headline is telling you the same story. Iran has been devastated. America and Israel won. Case closed. But here is what those headlines are not telling you. Iran has not surrendered. Iran has not collapsed. Iran has not even blinked. And there are 6 reasons why Iran may not just survive this war, but actually win it. Let's start with the moment America and Israel thought would break Iran. The killing of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Every military strategist said the same thing.
I want to say something right quick. When they talked about the killing of their leader, that really, if you sit back and you look at that, this country calls a meeting for the leaders to get together, and during the meeting, they go and they kill the leader of the country. Who does that? I want to read this right quick, and I'm gonna get right back to the video, but I want to read this real quick. I want to go to Sirach chapter 14, verse 4. It says, he that gathered by defrauding his own soul gathered for others. See, this man, he defrauds. He'll tell you one thing, and then while he's doing that, he'll do something else. It says that should not spend his goods righteously. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He should not take pleasure in his goods. This man will take and poison the very air that he's breathing. Put chemtrails in the very air that he's breathing. The very water that he drinks, he puts chemicals in it. Barrels of. It says, verse 6, it says, there's none worse than he that envieth himself, and that is a recompense of his wickedness. This is the point. Look at this, verse 7. It says, if he doeth good, he do it unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness. So if he helps someone out, or if he help a country out, well, they got to relinquish all their power to America. He's not going to just do that, and that's just it. They're going to be in control of the country. Verse 8, it says, an envious man has a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his own portion. This man is not satisfied with his own portion. And it says, and the iniquity of the wicked dries up his soul. So verse 10, last verse, it says, and the wicked eye envieth his bread, and there's a nigger at the table. This is Esau, man. His practices and what he does is just total greed and domination. If he's doing a deal with anyone, it's where he has to have everything. And the people that he's doing the deal with, they got to be happy they're doing a deal with him. That's the type of spirit that's on this wicked that's in power right now. Let me go ahead and finish playing the video. Check this out.
Off the head and the body falls. But here is what they fundamentally misunderstood about Iran. Iran is not governed by a man. It is governed by a faith. And in Shia Islam, the faith that binds 200 million people across the world, there is no greater act than martyrdom. Dying for your religion, dying for your people, dying so that others may fight harder. Khamenei did not flee to Moscow when he had the chance. He stayed in Tehran. He chose to die. And in doing so, he did not weaken Iran, he ignited it. Every Shia Muslim on the planet now has a religious obligation to avenge their leader, to fight, to sacrifice. America did not cut off the head of Iran. It lit the fuse. Here is the second thing America got wrong. The entire operation was built around one idea: shock and awe. Decapitate the leadership, kill the commanders, and the military machine stops. It is a doctrine that worked against Saddam Hussein, against Muammar Gaddafi, against conventional armies with centralized command structures. But Iran spent decades preparing for exactly this scenario. Iran's military command is deliberately decentralized. Every region has its own orders, its own missiles, its own strategy, its own authority to act. You do not need a phone call from Tehran to fire. You do not need permission. The orders were given years ago, and they never expire. Now let us look at the map, because the map tells you everything you need to know about why this war cannot be won. On one side, Iran, a country defined by mountains. The Zagros mountain range, the Alborz range, vast natural fortresses.
I want to say a lot of the reason that this war is not going to be won by the U.S. is because these other countries are tired of their acts, and they've band together. And the Bible talks about that. I want to go to that. I want to go to Obadiah, verse 6. It says, how are the things that Esau searched out? How is hidden things sought up? It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, and the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Thy that ate thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is no understanding in them. There's none understanding in him. So these other countries have laid a wound, meaning they laid a trap for America. So yes, Esau is fighting with Iran, but actually they've band together and they're working through Iran against this government, against the U.S., against the devil, So that's what you're seeing right now, is that these other countries have band together and laid a wound for America. They used to be at one, with America. America made them wealthy, but now they're against them because of their wicked dealings and riches got by deceit. Go ahead and finish playing this.
Carved by geology over millions of years. Inside those mountains, missile bases, drone facilities, underground launch sites buried so deep that satellites cannot find them. Bombers cannot reach them. And ground troops, if America ever dared send them, would face the most brutal terrain imaginable. On the other side, the GCC Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, flat, open, desert, every military base exposed, every oil field visible from space, every desalination plant sitting in the open with no natural protection whatsoever. Iran is a fortress built by nature. The GCC is a target range, and Iran can fire from its mountains at any time, at anything in that flat, exposed desert, and there is nothing anyone can do to stop it. Here is a calculation that should terrify every military planner in Washington. One Iranian Shahed drone cost $50,000. One American Tha'ad interceptor missile cost $12 million.
Wow.
And here's the catch. Military doctrine requires firing 2 to 3 interceptors at every incoming drone to maximize the chance of interception. That means intercepting a single $50,000 drone costs America between $24 and $36 million. 900 strikes, 12 hours. Supreme.
Yeah, it's not looking good, man. You know, destruction is coming to America very soon. And it's important that we stay close to our scriptures. Roughly paraphrasing, it's in Isaiah, it says, Isaiah 33:6 says, the wisdom of these scriptures are going to be our stability. So we must stay close to the scriptures and also stay close to the men that are teaching 100% truth. And that will be the elders and apostles of GMS. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.